Hello, everybody, and welcome to this USC match between the 8-seeded Pennsylvania and the 25-seeded Hawaii. For Pennsylvania, we have Leggings, Blue Chin Champa, Bunny Like Money, Danini, Bryunic, and Sunwraith. As for Hawaii, they have a 5-man team of Sirius, Destros, Ikatani, I'm not entirely sure, Kekai, and TTV UFO. And I am, of course, joined here with Juno.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Aika, for that intro. We are getting into this second round of 31 match here. Of course, just for a reminder that NorCal getting that first round bye with there only being 31 teams in this tournament. But this is going to be an interesting match, in my opinion. I really think that Pennsylvania can put up 3 good scores on almost every map in this pool. But the question is going to be, is there a map or two where TTV UFO can just like go off and essentially just 1v3 the entire enemy team. And yeah, just wondering what Hawaii can do here with their five-man roster here up against a very formidable Pennsylvania team this year. Really looking to make some waves in this in these opening rounds.
Yeah, Pennsylvania has always kind of been one of the higher seeded teams. Of course, Bunny Like Money, who is rank 83, definitely helping their seeding a lot. But, there's some really solid names on this roster. Of course, you have Danini, Ryunik, and Sunwraith, all very solid 3 digits. But then you have Blue Chin Champa and Leggings, 2 4 digits, who are a little bit lesser known just in general, but are still really solid and honestly veteran tournament players in their respective scenes. So these guys are really experienced just kind of all the way around. And as for Hawaii, we have a couple of players who I don't really recognize their name as much, maybe less experienced tournament players. But of course, you do have TTV UFO, who is an absolute monster in like anything he plays. So can very easily get some good scores for this Hawaii team. I think it is just a question of does he have backing? And if that is the case, I could very easily see Hawaii taking down Pennsylvania in this match.
Yeah, you gotta wonder it. You gotta wonder if TTV UFO can really just, especially with these lower rank players on Hawaii in a relatively low SR pool compared to most open rank tournaments these days, right around that 6.2 6.3 star range, but mostly mostly quite a bit of gimmick here as well. So, and gimmick doesn't always translate to rank necessarily.
Yeah, definitely not.
This is Hawaii's warm up.
Yeah, I mean everyone should know this song. This is an all time.
What a glorious, amazing.
All right, where's the 10-star part?
Banjo doesn't want us to see it.
Come on, where is it? Oh, there it is.
Oh, there we go.
That's about what I expected.
We love USC warm-ups.
I mean, USC warm-ups are awesome indeed. There's another one. This map is a Pennsylvania collab done by Coldtooth, Raukenson, Katerin, Solar or Leggings, Gilgamesh 815, and I don't know who this last person is. But I guess they did some sort of like mapping competition or something. And this is kind of a combination of 2 different maps done by Pennsylvania residents and Gilgamesh 815.
Very nice. We enjoy a good mapping collab, and Camellia, of course, featured artist. Could never go a round of a tournament without seeing anything Camellia, whether it's in warm-ups or actually in the pool. I know there's probably a couple of examples, but yeah, interesting to see what this does. TTV UFO is here, so we know for sure that Hawaii's gonna put up a fight here, and especially against right up against another top player like Bunny Like Money. It'll be, I feel like this will be the real clash of this round, is between these 2 top players. See who can out consistency the other person.
Yeah, I mean, both players are extremely consistent and definitely really solid tournament players in their own right. But this is also a very low star pool. This is, I think, like 6.3 star average or something like that. There's so much that can happen, so much variability in each and every one of these maps that if Hawaii is having a better day overall, they can very easily win this match. Like, it is Pennsylvania obviously has a very scary roster, but anything can really happen in these lower stage matches when the pool SRs are still low and most players are able to play at the very least what they are on the team to play.
Yeah. And I'm actually curious to see, not that I put much capital into warm-ups, but I'll be very interested to see how Sterius and Destros do on this warm-up. Okay, that's just a whack slider. But Sterios looking quite comfortable on this. I think Sterius can be that second player that can really give that slight edge on the consistency and skill cap to give TTV UFO that extra backing combo and backing score to, as you said, on these lower SR pools, potentially take a couple points or even pushing for the match here. So be interesting to see what direction they go here.
I mean, end of the day, we will see what happens after this pretty short one up. I think it was like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm also really curious to see like Hawaii's pick strategy in general, because like in this Pennsylvania roster, there is not many gaps. Like in this roster, they're gonna have a 3-man roster on pretty much everything. Dare I say that could potentially 3-way almost every match, right? Like that's kind of the story with most of these like top 8, top 10, even top 12 teams, I would say.
Right.
But with Hawaii, I don't really know what as a team they shine at. Like, obviously they have individual superstardom. Like, that has been known. But as a team, I don't really know their best, like, pick options. I would assume more mechanics-focused stuff. Because generally less experienced tournament players are just better at mechanics than gimmicky stuff. But, yeah, I mean, you never really know. We will see.
Yeah, I think that considering most of TTV UFO's skill set, TTV UFO is one of those players that can tap into some gimmick and can play it quite well. So I think that going a gimmick route might be something helpful, especially because they are those lower mechanic ceiling maps. So we're going to be going into some roles and bans now, and we'll get to see what they are banning out. I feel like the bans are really going to tell at what, or the singular ban is going to tell at what Hawaii is uncomfortable with. I think if they ban out No Mod 4, as has happened a few times now, we could see a run of DT picks from Pennsylvania, although not as fast as No Mod 4, are still in the light of tapping. But yeah, No Mod 4 I could see as a ban prospect from Hawaii here.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that last match as well. I believe the Oregon team banning the No Mod 4, and then the New Hampshire team kind of picked it in mostly speed, albeit that did not work as well. But, you know, we could very easily see a similar pick strategy in this match. It kind of just comes down to what we see as bans. So we will figure out in a very short moment.
But I think a player like Bunny Like Money, very good on Hard Rock as well. This Hard Rock pool, especially the Hard Rock 2, is quite a standard map. I guess we're just waiting on Blue Chinchampa right now to give a pick order. They're going to be going with first pick. So it's going to be first ban and first pick to Pennsylvania here in a best of 9 in this round of 31. And so we're going to be getting some bans here. Pennsylvania going to be banning first. And I could see them going for possibly a Nomad 4. The Nomad 3 has been a really interesting pick to see in a pool. Well, Nomad 2, Nomad 3, and Nomad 4 all very out of the box when it comes to standard pooling, which USC has left for quite a while.
Yeah, we all know what these pools are like. They are not standard in the slightest.
No.
But that is why they're fun.
Exactly. He's got CS7 AR 8.3 Nomad 2, the CS1 AR 5 Nomad 3, and then a 36-second long 240 BPM stamina map.
I mean, truly some interesting prospects in this pool. Haven't quite seen a ban yet from Pennsylvania, but they are asking about easy multipliers, so I assume they're trying to ban one of the free mods so that TTP UFO can't easy it, which is fair.
Yeah. That would most likely be going towards a free mod 3.
Probably free mod 3, maybe free mod 1, but I think those are the two most difficult to easy. Free mod 2 is kind of just whatever. That map is pretty. That map is just easy regardless.
Yeah.
There's going to be the free mod 3 ban, making sure that TTV UFO can't have that comfort easy on a very difficult anti-mod pick, which I don't hate the ban if I'm being honest.
No, I think that's definitely definitely a smart way to go if it's something that you're just not comfortable with. There's not much like it in the pool, as in it's a standard like anti-mod pick. It's actually one of the out of everything in this pool, it's one of the more standard maps.
Yeah, which is funny to say because it's Big Brother.
Yeah, and then so going away from, I really think Hawaii can play into Gimmick here. Then, if you have if you have that free mod 3 ban against you, you can go for a Nomad 2-3, maybe a Hard Rock 1, which is a really awkward CS 6.2 map, or maybe CS 5.5. I can't.
I think it's 6.1.
Yeah, 6.1, 6.2. Yeah, and then go into something like that. And a lot of these shorter type of maps are something that they can go for. We actually see a Hawaii ban Nomad 4. So there we see the 36-second long 240 BPM Death Stream map is going to go to the wayside. I wouldn't be surprised to see a run of DT picks here from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it would not shock me if that were the case. They do have first pick here. Free mod 3 can't do that one, man. You banned that one.
They are trying to pick their own ban.
How sick is that? Oh no! Wait, did they mix up their ban and first pick?
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no!
That is actually tragic.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
Host, we need a rule book.
I mean, is it not what's done is done?
You gotta think so.
I don't know if we can take that back.
That feeling when that feeling when the only tournament you play every year is USC, because I think this is one of the only tournaments that Blue Champa plays.
Yeah, he's not much of a tournament player. And at least as of recent, he had a very big rise in tournament around the 5-digit, low 4-digit scene, but
as of late,
kind of tends to play on laser, which is fair.
Yeah, very fair. We'll do a little checkaroo here to see. Yeah, we're gonna try and get a word from a host to see what's going on here.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure that that's something that can be taken back, but
yeah, I gotta agree with TTV here. Like, what's done is done. Like you said as well. Like, they've made the ban.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you made the sandwich. Like, it is unfortunate, but you did ban Fremont 3 and try to pick it, which is hilarious, but like, what's done is done, I fear.
Yeah.
Unless we get some official wording soon.
And we are 17 minutes in, and still haven't gotten the first map yet. This is very unfortunate.
All right, yep. We are calling it what is done, and Pennsylvania is going to change their first pick from what they decided to ban. And they're going to go into Fremont 2, which is pretty standard aim, pretty standard consistency, the entire map, the most standard map in this pool. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, I would agree with that. This map being also a pretty standard length as well, just under 4 minutes for your consistency aim pick. So we go from a long pause into the second longest map in the pool, and I would expect to see a Bunny Like Money Hard Rock, and then we'll probably be seeing Blue Chinchompa Hidden. Just going over the free mod rules. I believe the free mod rules are that you need 2 unique mods, so 1 hidden, 1 hard rock, and then and then you can overmod one there. Well, it's right there. 2 unique mods required, but hidden hard rock is not unique, and easy is not a unique mod. So they would have to have a hidden, a hard rock, and then something else if they wanted to take it easy here.
Yeah, so easy kind of replaces no mod in the sense of this tournament, because usually just going to have a hidden hard rock player, and then easy player is probably going to have to be stuck as the final slot instead of having like a no mod. So it is a little bit of a gamble you take when taking easy here.
Yeah, just waiting for one more player to come in on the side of Pennsylvania. You see Sunwraith coming in, possibly. I find that this is a predicament that you could be in because Bunny Like Money could probably FC this pretty handily on Hard Rock. But do you want to just have that one like ultra guaranteed FC and put, say, TTV and Bunny Like Money on no mods? Just to guarantee like that as close to 1 million points as possible, and then you put your supporting players on the mods. But that is not going to be the case today. We are going to be seeing both TTV and Bunny Like Money on the Hard Rock, of course being the more mechanically challenging mod. Destros and Sunwraith on the hidden, and then Blue Chinchompa and Styrius going to be on the no mod.
Yeah, I think this makes a lot of sense. You kind of want to have your most consistent player on no mod, and I think on these low SR style maps, at the very least for Pennsylvania, Blue Chinchompa is definitely that player that is just really consistent overall on pretty much anything that is that doesn't have a crazy amount of gimmick to it. And we are going to be seeing early in this match Pennsylvania coming off with a little bit of a lead just based off accuracy alone. A double SS on the side of Pennsylvania still.
Yeah, I mean, with a map like this, it's just going to be the consistency game, and do see that drop from the SS by Bunny Like Money, but no breaks so far as we go into this first Ki upcoming. This is most likely where we're going to be seeing our first sets of breaks. Do see Sterius finding a break on the accelerating stream, and then but no breaks traded on the side of Pennsylvania. Sterius finding a follow-up miss. That's really going to hurt Hawaii's chances in this first pick on their this is Pennsylvania's pick, so expected to win on your first pick, but we do see a break from Bunny Like Money at the end of the first Ki, so all is not lost.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look the best for Hawaii here. I mean, obviously down 70k and pretty equal combos with an act disadvantage is not the most ideal situation that you want to be in. But all it takes is one break, and it could happen pretty much anywhere on a map like this. Unfortunately, Sterius is going to be the next one to find a break, and that is only going to push Pennsylvania a little bit further ahead here.
Yeah, and it's just a slow-growing lead. Actually, Destros does find a break. That is really going to hurt Hawaii here. Sterius also with the follow-up miss. It's these two FCs on the side of Pennsylvania going strong here with a large lead. Do see a break from... Oh.
Yeah, it is Blue Champa that is going to find the next break. Sunwraith down as well. TTV UFO trades it, though, and there is no combo on the board. The only one is Bunny Like Money at about that 400, 500 combo. Sterius finding another break is only going to further put another nail into the coffin of Pennsylvania, or not, of Hawaii, excuse me, on this first map here.
Yeah, if TTV UFO had held on to the full combo there, we could have seen some movement in the score, but it's Bunny Like Money on the recovery. Destros not close to that recovery combo, and it's gonna be Pennsylvania taking this first point, and we'll see if and Hawaii. This is Pennsylvania's first pick. You're not necessarily expecting to win. I think that Hawaii can just brush this one off. They go into their own pick that they're really comfortable with. Put TTV UFO on a map that they guaranteed to FC, and see what can happen. But this is going to be just 270k running into the end of the map, as this map will surely close out someday.
One of these days. Almost there.
Almost there. More jumps. More jumps.
You're like 5 seconds. Okay, 10 seconds. Whatever. Yeah. Pennsylvania going to take their first map pick. Finally, 25 minutes into the stream, and we have a point on the board for Pennsylvania.
Yeah, they're one step closer. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. It's time for Hawaii's first pick now. We'll see what they decide to. We'll see what they decide to go with. I think that they can go into more gimmick.
I think it's possible, but at the same time, we have to wonder, like, can the rest of Hawaii back TTV UFO in these gimmicky picks? And I don't know if that is the case. I am very open to being pleasantly surprised about this, but Based off the scores on the Fremont 2, I can't say I'm too sure, but we will see.
Yeah, I think okay, they're going for No Mod 1. They're going for an alt. It's an alt map.
It is an alt map, which TTV UFO is very good at alt, so this makes a lot of sense that they're picking this. There's also an absolute banger.
And I believe this is a Tyler, the Creator. This is an American rapper?
Yeah.
Okay.
Born in Cali. This is off his Chromacopia, which is very good. You should listen to it.
Okay. But this being just around that 6-star mark, there are a lot of very interesting slider shapes. There's like these sliders that will go out and then come back and overlap on themselves. So wonder if that's going to catch out any of these players, or if they are going to be relatively comfortable of it. We do see Destros Mysterious staying in the lobby, and Bunny Like Money going to be sticking in for this. Be interesting to see what type of roster Pennsylvania puts together for different maps, and I would obviously expect TTV UFO to stay in on the side of Hawaii here.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say he's going to be perma-lobbying, and Hawaii's best player by a fair margin. And yeah, he is back in the lobby. Blue Chinchompa is back in for Pennsylvania, as well as Ryunic making his debut here.
Yep, getting into No Mod 1. This is indeed the peak of Osu, where we have Tyler, the Creator, being there was a time where Western music was really a novelty when it showed up in tournaments in Osu. And then when you get to USC, it's just like, yeah, like the anime No Mod 1 map is your novelty map.
It is kind of weird how stuff like that has progressed over the years, and what is considered like, oh my god, this is really awesome to see in pools. And I feel like nowadays the trend is sort of like really old maps in places where they would not normally be. I feel like that is a very common trend I'm seeing around pools just as a whole.
Yeah. Did somebody say Wind God Girl DT?
Oh, don't stop giving me ideas then.
Oh, okay. I'll chill.
And the song will drop here, and we will get into these sliders. Bunny Like Money is going to be the first one to go down, and these long sliders are going to be ever present in the map, as well as this very difficult Snapple style, which Hawaii looks very strong at right now. They have an early lead in this map.
Yeah, they're going off here, and yeah, we're gonna see Mysterious, Destros, and TTV like just taking off with 3 full combos here. These back and forth sliders, repeat sliders, are not phasing them whatsoever. They are prepared for this map. There's also quite a rhythmic element to this map, and so you see Ryunic finding another break. That is not good for the side of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that score lead is skyrocketing over to the Hawaii side right now, and Blue Chinchompa is the only full combo left on Pennsylvania, while Hawaii is still holding a 3-way. Their pick strategy should just be like good music.
True, I agree.
And there he goes. Blue Chinchompa is down.
Okay, yeah, this is absolutely wild that Hawaii they're just prepped for this map, and of all the people to miss on this map, TTV UFO is the one to find a break on the side of Hawaii. The 2 other players on Hawaii are just popping off right now. This is, like, to be completely honest, this is probably a low SR moment. but
I would not be surprised, but this is always really pleasant to see. Some of the lesser-known players on the Hawaii roster getting a little bit of stardom here, and Destros is still holding this FC.
Yeah, this is gonna be coming into the last about 30 seconds of the map here. A couple of more just playing those snap alt patterns like they're butter right now, just buttering them up, and he is going in there. The rhythms are not phasing him whatsoever, and it looks like it is going to be an FC coming out of Destros on this Nomad 1 here.
Let's go. And he hit the final slider too. Destros with an FC on the Nomad 1. Thought I was dead. And the entirety of Hawaii actually outscoring the best player on Pennsylvania. So that was a very decisive pick. Excuse me. Hawaii going to be tying it right back up 1-1. And we've got a match on our hands.
We sure do. It is going to be... It's going to be interesting to see. I do think that Pennsylvania is going to go into mechanics now. Go into essentially the DT pool here. Maybe a hard rock 2, maybe a hidden 2.
Yeah, that seems like the best course of action for this Pennsylvania roster. Just looking at the scores from the free mod 2. Yeah, that was a very pleasant surprise there. I'm very eager to see what happens the rest of this match now.
Yeah.
Maybe all is the way. Maybe it's just good songs, good music.
All right,
in that case, then the entire GT pool is not safe for Pennsylvania, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I can imagine there. As well as, like, I don't know about you, but Nomad 3, that's a pretty good song.
Pretty good song.
It's a pretty good song.
Actually, I don't think there's any, like, bad songs in this pool. Obviously, Hard Rock 1 is funny. But,
yeah.
I don't think there's any bad music. The worst song, I think, would be, like, Hidden 2 or something.
I was going to say Hidden 1.
That's a good song. But we're going to see free mod 1, the stream map, a little bit of finger control in this, but like lowest order finger control, so it's not really finger control.
Yeah, also just a couple of tricky patterns when it comes to you'll finish a stream and then there's like a quarter rest, but it's like a perfect overlap, so a little bit of a reading element to this map as well, being a little bit more awkward. We've picked like the longest maps in this pool so far, which is fine because they're good songs.
Good songs, but they are definitely going to be a consistency test, if nothing else. And TTV UFO is not in the lobby for Hawaii. Kakai is taking his place, which is very interesting to see.
Yeah, but
I don't think it doesn't make sense. Like, I don't think TTV UFO is like known for his streaming ability, but so you would kind of expect him to cover the lobby, and he's back. Never mind.
Yeah. I was gonna say the 185 BPM shouldn't scare off TTV UFO, but
I mean, I would doubt it, but you never know. You know?
Yeah, there he comes in. Yeah. I would once again expect to take for TTV UFO to take the Hard Rock here, and then possibly Kakai on the hidden coming in for this pick. We did see.
I'm not entirely sure.
Did see Destros on the hidden last time, so
yeah, that's my only thing. And no, you are correct. Kakai is going to be taking the hidden and Destros on Nomad for that consistency comfort, which I think makes a lot of sense for Hawaii. I think that's very good.
Here we go, right into this burstier map, but see how these players handle the overlap. Sunwraith finding the first break of the map on the side of Pennsylvania. And I don't know, Ika, that's not what you want to see. It is a longer map, so but there are quite a few sections in this song that are, and the map, that are what I would actually call relatively free combo. Like, you do see a break from TTV though.
Yeah, obviously not what you want to see, but the rest of the players are definitely holding their own. So Pennsylvania is not off to too much of a lead, and we are very, very early in the map. So I don't think it's the end of the world just yet. Oh, Deathstress falling though might start to be, and Kakai slider breaking right after that. It is a disaster for Hawaii, unfortunately.
But once again,
I was saying Pennsylvania's still holding their two-way and nearly three-way because somebody basically broke on nothing.
They sure are, and Hawaii needs to remember, like, this is Pennsylvania's pick. They don't have to panic if they lose this one. All they gotta do is take it to tiebreaker and have TTV UFO just SS the tiebreaker. Am I right?
Yeah, it's not. It's not an impossibility, but Kakai chain missing right there is unfortunately not going to help matters for this map. Hold on, both of the FCs are slider breaking. Maybe that was Banjo, so keep an eye out. If they didn't slider break then, they slider break then.
But also Destros and Kakai did break there, so it's just TTV UFO who has less combo right now than Sunwraith.
But Sunwraith does go down, so just like that, this map is winnable for Hawaii. This map is only half over.
Yeah, and UFO found his break relatively around that, like, quarter of the way through, and it is built up over 1,000 combo here. I feel like this might come down to supporting scores at this time, and supporting scores on Blue Chinchompa and Sunwraith are definitely up there. It is coming back though.
They are more favorable in this moment, but yes, it is coming back. I am just so worried about Kakai Shake. I'm like biting my nails. I'm anxious. As we get into this little bridge before the final PI here, everyone building back at the very least some combo. Kakai is going to be the first one to fall, unfortunately.
Yeah, right now, Bunny Like Money holding on to impeccable accuracy as well as you would most likely expect on a map of this SR level. It is still almost coming back, but with more breaks from Kakai, a big chain miss, and the score is really going to start going over more. That was about 20,000 score lost. Unfortunately, there goes Sunwraith. There is a little bit of reprieve, but coming into the last 6 of the map, I just don't think it's enough for TTV to bring back here.
Yeah, unfortunately, the map is basically over in give or take 10 to 15 seconds, and that score is not going over fast enough. Bunny Like Money and Blue Chinchompa both holding after their respective slider breaks and misses in the middle of the map, and Pennsylvania is going to take their pick once again. It feels like these picks are hard-fought battles, though. They are not free by any means. So, I got faith. I got faith in Hawaii.
I do believe as well. We will see what they end up going with next. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they thought about Nomad 3.
I wouldn't be shocked. That is definitely a map that the Hawaii players would have had to learn. I think everyone would have to learn this map. If they did learn it, then very easily could be a pick. But I know a lot of players that don't normally play AR, normally do not like to practice AR, or low AR. So we will see. And we are seeing Hawaii DT2 here, which is interesting, but another really good song. So maybe they are going just the good songs route here.
Yeah, definitely a good route to take in this match here. We were a bit cautious about them picking DT going into Pennsylvania here, but this only being about, when you get into the 1/8s, they're only about 240, and they're not very long. So I could definitely see why Hawaii would go with this, and we'll see what kind of scores they could put up here.
Yeah, I'm definitely very eager to see as well. Serious and Industrious back in the lobby seems to be the mechanics players of the bunch. At the very least on the aim and speedier stuff. And TTV UFO, of course, rounding out that roster. As for Pennsylvania, Bluch and Champa staying in the lobby, kind of just the third player of the Pennsylvania roster on most maps, it seems. Ryunic as well, and I can only imagine that the final player for a tapping map will be Money Like Money, but we will see.
Yeah, that's ideally what you think the roster would end up being like. And yeah, this being a little bit more control, almost hinting towards gimmick, but not really. But expecting Stairs and Destros to put up some good support here for TTV. As we get into DT2 here, it will be... This is Hawaii's pick. All teams have won on their own picks so far, so we'll see if they... if Hawaii can keep that trend going, and who knows, if they keep winning all of their own picks, they could get all the way to tiebreaker here. This might also be a good check for these teams. Do see Sirius and TTV recovering a little bit, but Lucian Champa and Bunny Like Money up around that 98, and Lucian Champa on the SS still at the beginning here. Very short map, it's about a minute and a half long, so this also might be another strategy that Hawaii go for some of these shorter maps, make it more coin flippy, and because we still see 3Fs on a side here, so we'll see if who will be the first to fall, and that could really have a big swing here, but it's already 90k advantage. There goes Sirius, actually. That was huge. It was already 90k in favor of Pennsylvania over AC, but it's just going to be so much more with that break from Sirius.
Oh, no, and Pennsylvania dropping 2 FCs to that one pattern. Sirius missing on it as well. But Hawaii is still holding 2 FCs to Bluch and Champa's 1. And he goes down just like that.
There it goes.
And Hawaii has yet again won their own pick. All right, yeah.
This is a match. This is a match. Hawaii is putting up a fight here, and we're gonna be seeing another FC from Destros. Been finding some great plays here. Found the FC on the Nomad 1. Gonna be finding an FC as well on the DT2. And of course, accompanied by TTV UFO on their own 12100 FC. But it was that one pattern right about that 2/3 mark that both Money Like Money and Ryunic missed on, and it just crumbled after that.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the nature of these maps sometimes. Sometimes just one pattern that can get people breaking if it's like a site recheck or something. And it did. Ryunic and Bunny Like Bunny both breaking on the same thing. Sirius as well, breaking on that same exact thing as well. But yeah, that just did Pennsylvania in, unfortunately. And now it's a 2-2 scoreline.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
Pick'ems are in shambles right now.
I wonder how many people didn't have this as a sweep. Just out of curiosity. I mean, I don't do pick'ems, but
Yeah, I didn't do pick'ems this year either. I didn't last year, and I was, I think, one of the worst. I think most of my guesses were some of the worst guesses that you could make. So I don't think I'm as qualified to talk about the players as much anymore.
yeah.
But, you know, Pennsylvania, not typically something you would expect them to lose on. So that could set a tone for the rest of the match. Maybe DT is not as safe as they once thought.
One other thing that I was thinking about is that map was about 1.5 minutes long. I think that that Hawaii can go on a run of shorter maps here. And I think Pennsylvania is playing right into their hand here. Cherry Blossom, right around just under 2.5 minutes, I think 2.25 minutes long. These are so much more volatile. You can have a double FC or a triple FC going into it, and then all of a sudden it's gone.
Yeah, I mean, these hidden maps are just really volatile, just especially at lower SRs. And we are seeing Kakai come back in, probably just hidden preference player. Would make a lot of sense that they are on this roster. Other than that, probably expect TTV UFO again, of course. And then Etro, last player, not entirely sure. Destros has been playing well. It seems like he's going back to the slot, so we might see him again. Bluchin Champa coming back in, again, third player for Pennsylvania. TTV UFO does well.
I'm slightly curious. I wonder if Bunny Like Money, especially on the hidden, takes a map off here just to maybe reset that mental and just get some other plays in here. We do see Sunwraith, who played the hidden on the Fremont 1, as well as Ryunic and Bluchin Champa here.
Yeah, I mean, this Pennsylvania roster makes a lot of sense here. Pretty solid hidden all around. But, I mean, the same can be said for Hawaii. So, I think this is Pennsylvania favored, but I could definitely see Hawaii taking a break point, which would be the first break point of the match. And would definitely make this match interesting.
I don't know what would happen if Hawaii picked up a break point. Surely it would be something of marvel. I mean, Destros has been playing out of his mind for the last for their own picks here. So we'll see what happens on this hidden 2 here. Not your standard AR8 hidden 2. This is actually a map that was ranked in 2016. 2.25 minutes. This is Cherry Blossom. This is a collab between Bonsai and Asphyxia. Now, if those are 2 classic names, I don't know what are. Again, one of these short maps that are very volatile when it comes to holding on to FCs and really big score swings.
I mean, any slight miss-aim will do you in. I mean, can't be said on every map, but this map just feels that much harder. As I see Sunwraith going to be the first one to go down, the Pennsylvania hidden specialist for this team, I would say. But definitely not the guy you want to see missing this early on. As we get into the more technical section here, Kakai is going to be the first one to fall, followed by Bluchin Champa right after. So it's just 2 FCs to 1. Scratch that, 1 FC to 1. Ryunic and TTV UFO are the only 2 full combos. And this match is close. 2K score difference.
Yeah, Kakai did find quite a few misses, hurting the score just that little bit extra when it came to their breaks. But there goes Ryunic, actually finding a massive break on the right angle burst. And it's going to be TTV UFO taking this away despite the miss from Destros. It's traded by Bluchin Champa, and Sunwraith does not have enough combo to combat TTV UFO's FC.
Yeah, there is still a quarter of this map left, though, and anything could happen in this final section. And Ryunic with another miss, unfortunately, not going to help Pennsylvania's case here. And TTV UFO is going to go down, so that's the only full combo gone. And the biggest combo is Sunwraith But Hawaii overall, I think, has the lead just based off of accuracy. And
Kekai needs to hold into the end.
Get this.
Kekai needs to hold into the end here. There's another break from TTV UFO, but it's gonna come to Hawaii. Break point for the 28th seed.
Wow.
Or the 25th seed, sorry.
I mean, this match just got entirely flipped on its head. Hawaii taking the break point, and it's their pick now. So they could very easily consolidate this break point and make it match point. They have the advantage right now. This is awesome.
Yeah, and they've been keeping it close with Pennsylvania on Pennsylvania's picks. But they've been looking very good on their own picks, especially Destros and of course TTV, and I think it's going to be really interesting what they decide to go for here. They've gone for relatively more atypical maps, being the Nomad 1 and the DT2. I've been looking at that Nomad 3 for a long time. I wonder if this is where they pull it out and let TTV go off. But Destros has been playing very well on mechanics, so I could see that.
I'm not entirely sure here. I'm really thinking like even DT1 would be a good pick because that's pretty much an all map, right?
Yeah.
And they've been doing really well on all. DT1 would also, believe it or not, fall under good song. So, you never know. We could see something like that. But they're instead going to go into the Hard Rock 2 and kind of force some Hard Rock consistency out of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's definitely a task to be done. I would make a note saying that Bunny Like Money has not looked like his consistent self in this match. So you go to Hard Rock 2 here. It's a consistency aim Hard Rock pick. And I wonder what's going to happen. I just want to see this play out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so like... I'm practically on the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
This is a really interesting one. We are going to be seeing Ikatani and for Hawaii here. Probably, I would imagine, over Kekai, who seems to be the hidden specialist for the team.
Yeah, there's TTV.
I'm not sure if Sirius would be in on this or not.
Yeah, you never know. Kekai's been mostly playing more of the what I would call normal maps. So maybe just more comfortable with that, but we do see them step out of the lobby. Bluchin Champa back in. Really a consistency player here, although hasn't maybe performed as well as they would have wanted to. And then Sunwraith, we've seen on the Hidden a few times, but never shies away from Hard Rock as well.
Yeah, I mean, this match has been just awesome to watch. So I'm very eager to see how they're going to do on this Hard Rock 2. Their own pick. Interesting that we don't see leggings in on this Hard Rock map here. Maybe just not here or something. I'm not sure. Also, have not seen Danini all match.
I do believe that I did see a note before the match that leggings is not present because they had to go to somebody else to get the warm-up from Pennsylvania.
Yes. Okay, leggings is in Japan. That's news.
There we go. So, I mean, all power to leggings for being in Japan.
That's sick. Enjoy your trip. In the meantime, Pennsylvania seems to be doing pretty all right on this pick. Bunny Like Money and Sunwraith holding very good accuracy.
Yeah, but Bunny Like Money and Sunwraith holding this big accuracy, but again, this being the combo game that it is, we've seen a few other picks like that DT2 and the Fremont 2 where Hawaii might not have had the better accuracy, but it really comes down to who breaks, and that's going to be Blue Chinchompa right here. And it's going to start inching ever so slightly over to Hawaii's side. I think we really need to see another break coming out of Pennsylvania to really move that needle over towards Hawaii here.
Yeah, nothing set in stone for sure yet. It is still very early on in the map, and Hawaii still does not have the score advantage yet. And Ikutani is going to be the first one to go down on the Hawaii side with the slider break, unfortunately. And that is just going to stagnate the score here. If anything, move it a little bit more over to Pennsylvania off of Blue Chinchompa's recovery combo here.
Yeah, we're at the halfway mark here. This is really not where you want to find a miss. There's another one from Ikutani. But these combos, these full combos on the side of Pennsylvania, they need to hold through this next section here to really secure a counter break point to tie this match up back again.
Fortunately, it just looks like the nerves are getting to Ikutani here as he finds miss after miss. Unfortunately, there's less experienced tournament players just in general that are going to have worse nerve control, and that's just a factor of the game, unfortunately. We're seeing a lot of act drops on that burst here, but Pennsylvania still looking extremely solid. Holding 2 FCs with very solid accuracy. Blue Chinchompa with a very solid recovery as well. Never mind, he missed. But yeah. Hawaii with 2 FCs as well still. So if anyone on Pennsylvania goes down, there is still a shot.
It's about a quarter of the map left here. Oh, it's Mysterious gone. I think it's over, unfortunately. TTV still holding on to the FC, but unfortunately, there it goes. I guess I'm just cursing everybody today. It's going to be these 2 FCs on the side of Pennsylvania. This is more like what I thought we were going to see in this match from Bunny Like Money and the supporting cast of Pennsylvania here. And going to be finding a statement win here on this Hard Rock consistency map, the Hard Rock 2.
Yeah, I mean, Pennsylvania showing up huge as they tend to on this Hard Rock consistency stuff. Hawaii tested it, and Pennsylvania just proved that they are just that solid on this skill set, as they are taking a 2-way FC and a pretty solid 530k into a third point for them. Another break point back to back. But now it's Pennsylvania's pick. Now they have the momentum.
Do have some momentum here, and it's always got to feel good no matter what the SR level to pull out a very high accuracy FC. I'm sorry, I just looked outside and all of a sudden the sky was pink and not blue. Sorry, I just got very distracted for a second. The world might be ending.
Something very different. The world might be ending for some reason.
The world might be ending right now.
Listen, I know you're a Hawaii fan, but them losing would not be the end of the world.
I mean, speaking of Hawaii, there's a very large rainbow right outside my window right now.
Oh,
that's very
call
cool.
Back to the warm-up there.
I mean, it must be a sign. It must be a sign that Hawaii might just take it.
I don't know. I wouldn't call it so early. Pennsylvania just got their momentum, and after winning that Hard Rock 2, I can only guess they go into more mechanics, maybe even more Hard Rock. Hard Rock 1 is still open.
Hard Rock 1, not necessarily a mechanics map, I would say. Definitely more on the gimmickier side, but they could definitely go for I'm actually a big fan of this pick for them. Nomad 5. This is another shorter, but it's essentially a mech tech pick.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a very solid pick for Pennsylvania. I'm honestly not surprised this wasn't picked earlier. I feel like this is very Pennsylvania favored just in general as a pick. But, you know, anything can happen in these maps. We've seen it time and time again. Looks like we are seeing already the full Hawaii roster in of TTV UFO, Sirius, and Destros. Just kidding, Sirius is gone. I really got to stop doing that. In Sirius's absence, Kakai will come in the lobby. Sunwraith and Ryunik as well for Pennsylvania. And as for Pennsylvania's last player, with more technical stuff, I can only imagine Bunny Like Money will hop back in. Or Blue Champa, actually. Bunny Like Money is taking a break for a map, perhaps? Just kidding, Ryunik's fun. I did the thing again, guys.
We just summoned Bunny Like Money into the lobby. There he is.
Yeah, you just did, yeah, wow. Impressive, if nothing else.
We're going to be getting into Nomad. Nomad 5. Another shorter map like the Hidden 2 that we saw them pick previously that went over to Hawaii. That would be the only reason why I would be a little bit skeptical about this map, is that accuracies can get quite low and random misses can always happen in random slider breaks, random misses can always happen in tech maps, no matter how much you've practiced them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a factor of the game at that point.
Into this map here. It's where we'll see the first finger control-y slider tech section. Early breaks from Kakai and Sunwraith. 2 FCs on each side, but an early accuracy advantage on the side of Hawaii here. Blue Champa's accuracy definitely hurting a lot on this map, giving them the early disadvantage, but it is Kakai going to be following up with a second break, so giving a slight combo advantage over to Sunwraith on the recovery here.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kakai just is not holding combo. TTV UFO goes down as well. And Destros is the only full combo on the side of Hawaii still, as it just looks like an insurmountable wall at this point. 2 full combos to 1. The score lead is only 150k, and Destros does unfortunately go down. Blue Champa does trade it, but Bunny Like Money is still holding the FC. And this one, I don't know. This one is looking a bit grim for Hawaii. But this was Pennsylvania's pick.
Yeah, it's really just Bunny Like Money here, really building this score lead for the side of Pennsylvania. Despite the misses from Sunwraith and Blue Champa, it's just not going to be enough. And Hawaii, no rainbows on this map today. Another break for Destros. And coming into the end here, it's just going to look like the one miss or slider break for TTV UFO. So maybe a little bit of an unfortunate circumstance there. And Pennsylvania going to be going up on match point now on their own pick. But now it's back over to Hawaii. They get to pick now. And we're going to see what they decide to go with here.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think even if TTV UFO did hold combo through the entire map, it was just not going to be enough score-wise. But, you know, that's just the nature of tournaments sometimes. It just doesn't work out sometimes. You try something different, you know? And Hawaii has a lot different that they could potentially try here. They do have a Nomad 3 pick still open, which would be pretty cool if it was picked, but I kind of doubt it will be. Nomad 2 is more like precision-based gimmicky stuff, which could also happen. And we did mention as well, DT Alt and DT1 could also be a factor. And they are going with the Nomad 3. This is okay. All right.
I do think this is a smart decision. I think you put TTV UFO on ultimate comfort here, and you just let him go off.
Yeah, I mean, this map is going to be a question of who on Pennsylvania has learned it, I think. And who on Hawaii has learned it. Obviously, TTV UFO is going to be comfortable on this. We knew this.
Yeah.
Their other two players are going to matter a hell of a lot more for Hawaii's success here.
Yeah, this map being CS1 AR5, not something that you see every day in your average tournament. Maybe the occasional what would be seen as Nomad 6 slot in these days.
Yeah, I mean, this type of stuff is kind of a lost art for pulling Nomad wise.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you could pull this, or you could just do something with easy, or something that is an AR5.
True.
So it is not often that we see stuff like this in pools. And it looks like for Pennsylvania, Blue Chin Champa, Ryunic, and Sunwraith. Makes a lot of sense. Absence of leggings does kind of suck and stuff like this, but I think they can make do. As for the last player, of course, is TTV UFO, who is shocked.
Who is? I have no clue who isn't. I would be curious to see what the stats are on this, but I'm wondering if this is like one of the lowest SR maps in like USC history. I think
it's up there for sure.
Yeah.
Actually, what star rating was the 180 BPM stream practice map that he pulled last year? No, it was higher than this. It was like 4.8 or something. Okay, so we do see Destros breaking very early on this, and accuracy is suffering.
Yeah, we see lower accuracy on Blue Chin Champa, but not the breaks. So
same with Ryunic as well, actually. Sunwraith is the only one holding SS. Kakai, Destros, and Ryunic all breaking on, I think, what can be fairly considered as the first pattern of the map. And I think Destros, unfortunately, just showing a lack of reading comfort. But hold on, Blue Chin Champa does go down, so it is a 1v1 between TT UFO and Sunwraith here.
Yeah, and
no one is comfortable, actually.
Yeah, it's really just Destros that's the only one uncomfortable on the side of Hawaii. Despite Kekai finding a miss, the accuracy does tell a story here that there is some relative comfort here. Yeah, there's another break from Ryunic.
I mean, this is far from over. Unfortunately, Hawaii just does not have a third player on this. You're a 5-man roster. What can you do? But Kakai and TTV UFO do have a chance to pull this back. With enough time, that score lead is gradually going to go over to Hawaii's side, just based on how the accuracies are pacing out. And Destros has disconnected, it seems, but I don't know how detrimental that is as a whole, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah.
Obviously not ideal, but he was not scoring a lot.
No, unfortunately, but I think this might really come down to if Sunwraith can hold on to here, because Sunwraith is essentially matching TTV and actually besting TTV on accuracy here.
Yeah, I mean, it really is just all eyes on Sunwraith here. If he holds, Pennsylvania wins this match. If he does not hold, Hawaii has the chance to take it right back and force tiebreaker. this map is like basically over.
Yeah.
Like, there's really nothing else in this map for Sunwraith to miss on. And
No, there really
unfortunately, I think that is going to be it. Pennsylvania is going to take this break point as their final pick, and Pennsylvania is going to win the match 5-3, a very hard-fought 5-3.
Yeah. Well, there's still a couple notes left. Maybe one.
There is the chance that Destros did end up assessing the rest of the map.
True.
But I think that chance is pretty minimal. I think it's pretty safe to say that Pennsylvania has won this match.
Yeah, we'll see if there is a score provided by Destros. But considering the it might have also, like, I don't want to say that this was the case, but it might have been a rage just based on how poorly it was going.
I highly doubt it.
Yeah. But just unfortunate circumstances there at the end. And it is going to be Pennsylvania taking the match, but I'm going to be completely honest. I wasn't convinced by that win from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that was a nail-biter, to say the least. Obviously, Pennsylvania did not have all their players. Only 4 players were actually playing in the match. But this was a scary match on all fronts. Like, Hawaii had many chances where they had the opportunity to, and in some cases were able to take points off of a very scary Pennsylvania team. Unfortunately, in the end, it just did not matter in the end. Pennsylvania winning it 5-3. Really well done to Hawaii as a whole. Very, very good showing, I think.
Definitely a team to look at in the losers bracket.
Yeah, definitely be scared of this team. I believe we are going to have another match streamed on this channel like now, or like in a couple minutes or so.
Yeah. We will pass it over to that stream. Thank you for joining us. I've been Juno, joined by Aika. And yep, thank you for joining us, and hope you have a good rest of your night with the streams. And we'll see you back again tomorrow as well.
Yep, see you guys.